هنا my first step I need to find out this measurement. This measurement means that in this triangle, يعني in this triangle which is on the right side triangle that I should have, if they are asking me to find the measurement of the angle, I should have like two sides in the same triangle. I should have two sides, yeah. طيب, I don't have apart from one side, but I can get side is easy. How can I get it? I can work on the triangle. I can work inside the triangle, the yellow triangle ده اللي هو ال ACD. يعني هنا in the triangle. In this triangle, I can find out the CD as its normal side. So do I have to use a plus or minus? Normal side مش hypotenuse. So what I have to use? Plus or minus. انت فاكر بايثاغورس ولا لا؟ Square of the hypotenuse sides, I will make a subtraction. So it's to find CD, you can say it's the square root of 8.3 squared minus 4.7 squared. Do we have any problem with this one? Like, what will be the answer? M 6.8. طيب, we found out already the CD length. يبقى هنا we found the CD at 6.8. طيب, let's play بقى in the second triangle with the other triangle اللي هو N triangle. في التريانجل التاني اللي اسمه CDB. In the triangle CDB, I get this side خلاص as 6.8 I have this side as 6.5. 7. So related to the angle, I have opposite and adjacent. So which function that I have to use it? Tangent. Tangent, because opposite to adjacent, it's tangent. ما هو على طول يا أحمد, you have to remember. So I cannot use the cosine rule unless if you will get the BC length. Okay, it's fine. يعني if you get the length of BC and then you choose the but how did you get it? From which triangle? CDB. يعني first of all you found already the CD. This is very important. Now listen, what is the story? If I have a connection between two triangles, because most of the work will be like that. First of all, you have to look for the common side. يعني if there is a common side, I have to start from the common side. I should look at the common side because it will be the translator. It will be the transformer from the first triangle to the other one. So this will be your first mission. So you have to find out the CD. So I get the length of the CD, it's fine. So that I'll start to work in the triangle CBD. What do I have? I have the opposite, I have the adjacent, so I can work on the tangent. So اللي هي because I have opposite and adjacent يا واد يا عمر. So it's to work on tan the angle, قلت tan B يعني of angle B. It will be opposite over adjacent, which is 6.8 over the adjacent, which is 7. طبعا shift tan. It's shift tan 6.8 over 7.5. And I can find out the answer. So 42.2 degrees. Okay, yeah, let's try to do another question. All the question, which is one-step question, it's easy. This question, it's too lengthy question, too lengthy one. Did you try this question, Sham, or not yet? I did not send this worksheet yet, right? Type this question, it will be like only for the advanced student. Okay, and we will discuss it later in general. نعم هنجربه بس it will take time. So let me just go through one thing important today and I will return back to this question. طيب, have a look in this questioning. Number 13. Some information regarding to the circle, we will do it next week. يعني next week, inshallah, we will study the circle. But as for now, what you need to know about يعني the basic information regarding to the circle. Okay, what are the basic information regarding to the circle? If I have a circle like that, there is a quad can be drawn by the cyclic quad. This figure or this quadrilateral, once we draw it inside the circle, شباب, we will call it a cyclic quad. Cyclic quadrilateral, okay? or a shape يعني or a quadrilateral that the circle is passing through the 5 or the 4 vertices that we have. خلاص, we will call it cyclic quad. طيب, there is important property regarding to this cyclic quad. What is the property? Do you see any two opposite angle? Their sum will be 180. يعني for example, this angle as 130. So can tell me what will be the other angle, which is the opposite? 50. If I said this angle is equal to 100, so who can tell me what's about this angle? It will be 80. خلاص, it's very basic. And later, inshallah, next week we will explain this one in more details. And next week we will start in the circle part. Circle is very important. خلاص? So we will go through it step by step. But for now, all what I need you to know that the opposite angle are add up to be 180. طيب, how this information will help me to answer this question related to another story. يعني هنا, let me go to the question itself. As you see, I have BC and I have AB and I have two sides and included angle. Okay, يعني I have two triangles يا شباب. This is the first triangle, the yellow one. There is the yellow triangle, and there is another triangle which is the green triangle. I have the other one which is the green triangle. So I have here two triangles. Who can tell me يا اخوانا كده, what do you know about the, يعني just let's use the property from the circle. So who can 82. So it's easy that I can identify E is equal to 180 minus 98 because opposite in a cyclic quad are supplementary, يعني their sum is equal to 180. So this one is equal to 82 degrees. Right, that's fine. This is my first step. Let's now work on the second part. Now, they are asking me in this shape, work out the perimeter of the quadrilateral. The meaning of they need the perimeter, يعني they need the four sides of the quad. كده يا عمر. طيب, I have a problem. And all of you have a problem, Yahya. What is my problem? If I need to find a side leg, and let me say that I need to find a side length. Here, once you have a relation or a connection between the side and between angles, I have to think about the trick. Okay, يعني يا شباب, listen, because this brain map, it's so important for all of you. Very important. Which is once you find there is a connection between sides and angles, so my brain will work automatically that we need to use the trigonometric ratios. Okay, and we have to go into the trick. So this will give me indication. This will give me indication that I have to use the trigonometry. Okay, this is the first thing. Once I have connection, ya Wad ya Mahmoud, يعني they give me angles and they are asking me about sides, or they give me sides and asking me about angles. So directly كده, I have to understand that I'm talking about the trick. So this is the main thing about everything related to the trick, Ahmed. Once we are talking about the trigonometry, trick, there is two cases. A right angle triangle. يعني if I have right, what is the story if I have a right angle triangle, شباب? There are two cases. Right angle triangle, so it's easy. I have two cases. The first case and third side is required. اتفقنا كده, يعني I have two sides and the third side is required. For sure, who can tell me what I will use in this case? Pythagoras. تمام, يبقى هنا انا عندي اهو I have to use Pythagoras. It's so easy يا عمر. I have here the relation A, B, and C. So once I have the right angle triangle, if I need to find out any of the relation, if it's hypotenuse, I have to add. If it's normal side, I have to subtract. خلاص? So we have if it's two side and the third side is required, I have to use Pythagoras. اتفقنا كده؟ طيب. If you have, if there's an angle, يعني if they asked for for an angle, or you will use an angle. يعني خلينا كده نقول انه you will use it. The meaning of use it could be like a request or a given. انتوا معايا يا شباب؟ يعني the meaning يعني انا مثلا if you will using an angle the meaning of using an angle means it is given or required. يعني they give you an angle or they requested for an angle. اتفقنا كده؟ If they gave it to you or they requested from you, خلاص يعني whatever بقى happen. اوكي. طيب. اوكي. ماشي نكمل. يبقى تاني كده use an angle. خلاص. This will give me the indication that I have to use so toi. اتفقنا؟ So I have to use the معايا يا شباب. So again, let's make identification for the story. I went through question يا محمود وبعدين I found out that they are giving me sides and they are asking for angles. Here we are talking about right angle triangle. Or they give me the angle and they are asking خلاص any of these two options يعني. If this will happen, I have to start think about there are two cases. Either the right angle triangle, which I have to use Pythagoras, or to using an angle which is the SOHCAHTOA rule. اتفقنا كده يا شباب؟ Do you have any problem with this one? طيب. Second hand, if it is not right angle triangle, and let me say it's for a triangle, for any triangle. So for any triangle means are two options. Either to use the sine rule or to use line rule. Are we clear on that? So I have Ahmed says either if I'm talking about for any triangle, which means it is not a right angle triangle. In this case, you have to think about the sine rule or the cosine rule. But what is the case which I will use the sine rule on it? خلاص, if they said two sides, okay, يعني if we are talking about two sides and two angles, يعني in general كده two sides and two angles. يعني it's like the mother and the son. اتفقنا؟ يعني they should be like two connection. يعني it should be a connection يا أحمد between a side and angle. When do I have to use the sine rule? You can use the sine rule if the connection is there. What the meaning of the connection? يعني you have a given side. يعني let me say مثلا I give you this side as equal to 10 and this angle is equal to 70. I give you this angle is equal to 50 and I will ask you to find out the other side. In this case, what should I do? Sine rule. How I will use the sine rule? Sine rule, it is easy. It's the 10 over sine 70, okay, equal x over sine 50. It's the same scenario. Top, if they did not ask for x, if they asked for y, how should I do it? No, لا, ما هو still, once you have two angles, that you have the angle. You can 80, 180 minus خلاص. And this will give you this angle easily. خلاص, you will get angle. طيب once you it's over sine 60. اتفقنا كده? So this case, once you have the key, what is the key from my point of view? It's the mother and the son. Okay, يعني the side and its angle. The angle and its side. اتفقنا يا أحمد? So once you have this story يا هشام يعني if I have the angle and I have the side which they are opposite to each other, خلاص, it's clear. In this case, what I have to follow? I have to follow what? Sine rule. اتفقنا كده يا محمود؟ Because of that it's خلاص it's easy. The sign rule is so easy. طيب let's go back to the other case. If I have right angle, if it's not two sides and included and one angle, if I have to use the cosine rule, most likely it will be two angles, and included, sorry, two sides and included angle, two sides and the included angle, included angle means يعني the angle between. Here خد بالك ان هم كانوا two sides and one non-included angle. يعني this one if it's not an angle يعني it will be excluded angle, it will not be included. يعني most likely for the sine rule the angle will be excluded. ها يعني if you will get two sides the angle will not be in between. Okay, it will be opposite to one of them. So it will be two side and excluded angle. Okay, here two side and included angle. يعني هنا يا أحمد I can make it يا هشام easier a little bit. I can say it's two sides and excluded angle. Are we clear on that? So they are and excluded, which not lies between. إنما in this case يا عمر what's going on? They are two sides and included angle. اتفقنا يا عمر؟ This is the question. This is the story about the question. If I have two sides and included angle, I will use the cosine rule. To find the missing side, to find the third side in this case, the third side, you will work on the formula which is any side يعني will be equal to the other two squares of the other two sides يعني اللي هم عبارة عن البي squared plus مين؟ c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Are we أحمد تاني بص I'm talking about this triangle. خلاص هنا ده triangle and I have this angle theta which is a and I have these two sides هنا a b c. Okay, and I have to find out the a. What should I do يا أحمد؟ يا عمر إنه ال a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 bc cosine the included. اتفقنا؟ يبقى هنا it is b squared plus c squared minus 2 bc cosine a. Agreed? اتفقنا كده يا عمر؟ So if in this case I will be able to find the third side. طيب the case number 2 يعني the other option بقى هنا. If you have هنا بالظبط كده shift cosine. So other case if you have the three sides and you need and I need or you need to get third sorry any one of the angle ما هو any of the angle يعني any of the angle or any of the angle. Let me say in the same triangle يعني if I will give you A and B and C and I will ask you to find out the cosine of A. What should I do يا أحمد? I'm just doing like first of all to write the operation يعني try to make the cosine as the subject. So what I will say, I'll say that cosine of A يعني here I can use the formula which is cosine of A is equal to the following. It is equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared over 2BC. Agreed? يبقى هنا كده it's how to find the cosine of the angle. اتفقنا? Which I just worked on it as opposite. طيب, the last thing related to this part, if I will ask you to find the area of the triangle, area of any triangle. In fact, it's to find the area of any triangle. All what you need to do is to have يعني هنا the area of triangle will be half the multiplication of any two adjacent sides multiplied by sine the included angle. Okay, so for example, if I have this triangle ABC and I have this side as A, this side as B, so all what I have to do is just to have half multiplied by the two adjacent multiplied by sine the included. اتفقنا كده؟ Am I clear? So these are, I need this map to be in your brain as something that you should be aware of it. خلاص؟ يعني البلين دوت يا عمر او الماب دي it should be there. It shouldn't be anywhere else. If you don't have this map, you will not be able to answer any of the questions related to the sine and the cosine rule. انتوا معايا يا شباب؟ So this map, it's so important for you. يعني أنا عايزك بس إن شاء الله يعني once you will return back to this video, for example, that we are doing a record, I need you to make it like يعني screenshot كده and to keep it. خلاص? Because by this way you will be able to answer any question. طيب, let's apply our strategy on this story. What do we or what they are asking for? They are asking for finding the perimeter of. You need to find out the four sides. But I have two sides, which is the 8 centimeter and 7.5 centimeter, which is in yellow triangle. There is another triangle, which is the green triangle at the moment. Okay, I have the green triangle at the moment. What is the story, Shabab? What is the story here? If I have to work on the green triangle, if I need to have, and this is the connection that I told you, please, if you have, بالله عليك يا أخي حودة, بالله عليك, if they are two joined shapes, okay, two shapes, and these two shapes are joined together, common side should be null. أي شكلين يا محمود they just touch each other أو إن هم في ما بينهم common side, you should be able to identify the common side. يعني I will look at the question, there are two triangles, so my first mission is to find the common side. مين ال common side اللي هنا؟ AC. طيب, which triangle that I can use it to find out the AC? Is it the yellow or the green? Yellow, because I have here more given. ما هو it depends on the number of givens. يعني have a look at this triangle, the yellow triangle. You have two sides. Allahu Akbar. So what should I do? Think about the cosine rule. طيب, if I have to work on the cosine rule يا عم عمر, what should I do? I'll say AC square. يعني هنا my first step number 1 يا عمر, step 1. I have to say AC square is equal to the other two sides square, يعني لو 8 squared plus 7.5 squared minus 2 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 7.5 cosine 98. So AC itself, it will be the square root of the answer, which is equal to 11.7. جميل. So you know 11.7. That's fine. So we found out the AC. That's great. Once you have the AC, خلاص, I get here the AC as 11.7. Let's now start to work on the green triangle. What do we have? What do we have, Shabab? I have angle, which is equal to the one that we get it. Huh? Now I have the mother and the son. خلاص, we have the connection. Once you have the connection, معايا يا عيال كده, يعني once you have the connection between a side and the angle, this will allow you خلاص to find out or to use the sine rule, and it's easy for the sine rule to find out any missing side. For example, مثلا, what I have the 35. How can I get this angle اللي هي CAD دي? CAD, it will be 180 minus ال 82 plus ال 35 اللي هي equal كام بقى total؟ 63. حلو, يبقى I get this one. طيب, at the moment بقى خد بالك, I will call DC, يعني I can work بقى in this case خلاص in the yellow, in the green triangle, everything is clear at the moment. I have the connection يا أحمد اللي هم the side and it's mean the mom and the son. خلاص, you have this connection and you can easily work on sine rule. Am I clear يا شباب؟ معايا عمر? So what I have to do, it's 11.7 over sine 82 is equal to, I can say that AD over sine 35 it's enough for me. I can find out AD. So AD length, I can get it by using the cross multiplication. مش كده ولا ايه؟ So it's 11.7 multiplied by sine 35 over sine 82. And the answer is, يلا يا عيال who get it? 6.8 centimeter. That's good. I can say again 11 and also 11.7 over sine 82 is equal to the other side. I get here AD, so I can find out DC divided by sine, the angle that you told me about it, which is 63. So easily I can find out DC as 11.7 times sine 63 over sine 82. طيب, what is the answer in this case? 10.5. طيب, so far كده, what do you get? I get the length of the DC, which is 10.5. I get the other side, which is AD, which is 6.8. By this way, I can say that the primitive of the quad, I can just add all of these sides together. It's 10.5 plus 6.8 plus هم كانوا عبارة عن 8 plus 7.5. 8 plus 7.5. And I can find here the sum, or I can find out the total, which is equal to what? What will be the total measurement? 70, 32.8. Is it clear? نعم. استخدمت ايه؟ سكوير بعدها عملت لها سكوير روت اديت 10.5 عشان ده فرق بايثاغورس ده تستخدمه لما يكون في عندك رايت انجل تراينجل. ماشي، انا ما عنديش هنا رايت انجل تراينجل، بدل ما اجي اولع فيك على المسك. اتفقنا؟ افهم. الله يبارك لك يا رب، ركز شويه. تعالى لي هنا، تعالى هنا بس عشان تبقى ايزي تو بي تاتش. تعالى 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 يا حبيبي، تعالى تعالى يا عم. طيب في التراينجل دوت they are asking me to find out area of the triangle. Can you try to find out the area of the triangle? يلا يا شباب, try to find out the area of the triangle. What's the case to be able to find out the area of the triangle? You can find angle, you can find out whatever what you want. يعني هنا مثلا حود انا في التراينجل ده I can find any angle. صح ولا انا غلطان؟ وبعدين after I get the angle I can use the formula which is half the product of any two adjacent sides multiplied by the angle. طب هنا I can find out. طبعا you can work on the old method. It's half the base multiplied by the height and you can just create the height. يعني you can find out the height يا محمود على اساس ان this in this case قلبي ما يزعلش يعني. فنقوم احنا عندنا هنا ده 4 سنتيمتر على اساس ان هو ايسوسيلس، فانت نزلت البرمنديكولار فعمل لك بايسكت للبيز، وبعدين بدات ان انت عندك هنا 8.5 وعندك 4، فتقدر ان انت تطلع دوت عن طريق بايثاغورس، عشان احمد ما يزعلش عشان بيحب بايثاغورس. اوكي، فوانس ان انت طلعت الهايت بعد كده تقدر تشتغل يعني كان ابلاي بقى half base times الهايت. This method that I said orally it will work in two types of a triangle يا شباب, the isosceles and the equilateral. طب if it is not isosceles or equilateral, I cannot apply it. I should find out the measure of the angle. اتفقنا؟ So I will try, I will work to find the measure of the angle measurement معايا يا عمر, because I need it to be like general for any question. So I will work in this triangle. I have 8.5, 8.5, and I have 8. My mission is to find any of the angles. Is asking you to find out the measure of angle A. Who can tell me? يلا يا أحمد. هنا if you have the three side, which rule that I have to apply? Is it the sine or the cosine or the right or the hypotenuse or SOHCAHTOA? So I have to start for the cosine. So cosine, well, you have to start from the two sides يا أحمد. يعني I told you before there is like هنا the ant and you have to start work with these two sides. خلاص, the two sides which is included in the angle. So I have to say it's 8.5 squared plus 8 squared minus the opposite square, which is the 80.5, divided, ya Hisham, by 2 into 8.5 into 8. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just working as follow. I need to find out the angle, ya Hisham. So I will start with these two sides as the first one squared, second one squared, minus the opposite square, يعني هنا ده, it will be the opposite, divided by 2 into the two sides. خلاص, this is the main. And once I'm asking you to find out the measure of angle A, so measure of angle A, what I should say, it will be cosine for the answer that you will get. Who can tell me, شباب, what will be the answer? 16? 2. So it's 62 degree. I found out the angle, which is 62 degree. Fine. Once you found out that this angle is equal to 62, easily I can say إنه the area of the triangle. تقول يا أحمد؟ تقول يا لا؟ لا يا احمد، يا واد، يا محمد، هتبقى دي هنا 62 واللي جنبها هنا اللي هي بتاعت الاوبزيت للتو ايكوال سايدز. ما هو لما بيكون عندك كده يا محمد if I have two equal sides so these two angles will be equal. ما هو ال يقوموا يخلوا الاوبزيت angles يكونوا the same. فسين هنا 70 وهنا 70 مثلا، الريميننج دي بتبقى مختلفه. اوكي، يعني امتى بيبقوا 3 equals 3 sides are equal؟ لو كانت 3 sides are equal. اتفقنا؟ طيب if I have to work on the area of the triangle, so it will be half multiplied by 8.5 multiplied by sine the included, which is 62. Who is this amount? مظبوطة؟ كان فيها باين؟ check again كده. حلو خالص، يعني 0 2. اوكي، طب هو اكيد في الغالب هيقول لك يعني calculated to the nearest unit، فهي هتبقى 30 سنتيمتر سكوير. يبقى انا كده خلصت المسألة. ما هو نفس الإجابة، ما هيطلع نفس الإجابة. ما يا ده انت، انا مش انا لسه قايل يا محمود دلوقتي انا ممكن اعملها بالهاف بيس تايمز الهايت. بس ركز معايا كده، هاف بيس تايمز الهايت ده يا محمود يمشي معاك فين؟ يمشي معاك في الايسوسيلس تراينجل، في الايكولاترال تراينجل. طب افرض ان هو كان جنرال تراينجل، في الحاله دي which method that you have to apply؟ الميثود اللي احنا عاملينها حالا دي to find the angle through the cosine and after you get the angle you can apply to find out the angle. اتفقنا كده؟ which is general. علشان كده always you'll find me always working on the area as the general. Have the product of the two adjacent multiply the sine of it. اتفقنا كده؟ طيب هنا ده 3D shape. I will just postpone 3D shape to the next time. Okay. I need all of you. Okay. يعني this part for example. خليني اقول لكم على المعلومه دي وخلاص. You know about this is a right angle triangle. Are you able to find for me MN؟ حد يعرف يطلع لي MN؟ اللي هو يعني diameter. Pythagoras. Why I have to use Pythagoras؟ علشان right angle triangle. طيب who can tell and square 3.5 squared صح؟ 10.31. حلو خالص. طيب ال MN هنا refers to the diameter. ما هو ده diameter. انتوا معايا يا عيال؟ ما هو ده ال length all of the MN it's just like a diameter. طيب as you see MN it's like the diameter. And they are asking to find out the circumference of the circle. Who can tell me about the circumference of the circle? 2 pi r بس مفيش square. ال pi r square the area. So the circumference it's 2 pi r. Diameter equal 10.31 يعني 5.15. So I can find out the circumference of the circle. It will be 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius. Find out. Yeah. So it's as you see it's so easy. So the question is easy. Right. Have a look at this question. Again, you have to think. As I need you to think. Have a look يا شباب معلش. This question, okay, or this worksheet a little bit more advanced because again the geometry it's the we have to make it together. Like for example, it's the circle will come with the sine and the cosine. يعني it will be like a mixed كده. Similarity. يعني anything related to geometry it will be connected together. Have a look at this question. Let's see the following. Diagram shows a metal plate. The metal plate is made from a sector OAB, with the center O, and the triangle OCB, it is equal to 65. AOB, it is equal to 65. Angle OCB, it's equal to 35, and they give me the lengths as OA and OB. They are both 8 centimeter, and AOC as a straight line. Calculate the BC. You need to find the length of the BC. Have a look يا شباب. Here I have the side. خلاص? And I have the angle. So what do you think? Which rule that I should use or it's predicted to be used? Which one? Sine. Excellent. I will use the sine. But it's to use the sine once I'm asking you, Huda, to find the length of BC, what should I have? Another angle. طيب, are you able to identify the measure of the angle BOCIL? Yes. 180 minus, ما هو قال لك in a straight line. So what I have to say, this angle is 65. So the remaining Hasham, it will be 115. I have this angle, I have this side, which is AB or AC, which is X مثلا هنا يا عمر. And my mission is to find out. Here, I need to find out the length of the BC Ahmed. So what I have to do, Muhammad, it will be as follow: X over sine 115 equal 8 over sine 35. Now I can find out the X, which is BC, يعني ما هو الX هو BC. معايا يا شباب كده. So to find out the BC, you can say it's 8 multiplied by sine 115. So 8 multiplied by sine 115 divided by sine 35, which is equal to حلو خالص. كام؟ 6.4. So you found out the answer as it's 12.6. اتفقنا كده يا شباب؟ So easily I can get the length of the BC. It's so easy. So I found out the length of the BC is equal to 12.64 centimeter. هو عايزها 3 significant, so it's enough 12.6 something. اتفقنا كده؟ Do you have any problem? Are you able at the moment to identify how to use the sine and the cosine يا أحمد؟ طيب, let's work on the second part. What is the second part? Second part of the question, they are asking me to calculate the area of the metal plate. So here, the area of the metal plate, the area it consists of the following. There is a triangle and there is a sector. يعني I need you to be aware of that. There is a triangle هنا اهو. خلاص؟ A sector, it's a part of the circle. يعني بصي يا محمد. Let me say I have a circle. خلاص؟ If this circle, let me say that this circle, what is the area of the circle? Pi r squared. طب if I will ask you about the sector which is represent the quarter of the circle, what do you have to do? Pi r squared divided by 4. برافو عليك. طب from where I will get it's a quarter of the circle? This is related to the angle. I will show you. Have a look at this one. بص. خليني بس هنا معاك. Divided 360. Excellent. يلا ممتاز. صح. يعني هنا what will be the story? Here I have two parts. I have the triangle and I have the sector. Let's have a look. هنا to identify the area of the sector. Area of the sector يا عيال. يعني let me just explain it here. يعني ايه؟ الحياة لطيفة النهارده. تصدقوا انه عشان المجموعة مش كاملة النهارده. حاسس ان احنا مفيش حرقة اعصاب كده زي كل مرة. صح؟ حكاية لذيذة كده خفيفة النهارده صح؟ طيب let's go again. هنا ده circle. اتفقنا يا احمد؟ If I will ask you, let me say, for example, that I will give you that the area of the circle, you know about the area of the circle يا عيال اللي هي كانت عبارة عن pi r مين؟ pi r square. Let me say, okay, that I get the area of the circle as 44 centimeters squared, for example. And I have this point here, which is the center يا هشام. And I divide it like that. I told you this angle is 90, 90, 90, 90. That means each sector, this is, we call it as a sector. This sector represent quarter of the circle. ازاي هو quarter of the circle؟ زي ما الواد محمود قال لك هنا. As he said, it comes as a quarter of the circle because it's 90 over 360. Now, if you compare the 90 degree over the total, it will give you كام؟ الكوارتر. ما هو 90 over the 360 will give you the quarter. So you can say that represent quarter of the circle. So whatever the area that you will get, يعني let me say that you found out that the area is equal to 100. For example, if the area is 100, so what is the area of the sector? Quarter of it, which is the 25. اتفقنا كده يا محمد؟ طيب, let me say another question. If I have a circle like that, and I divided the circle, you know, كلنا بنحب المرسيدس. If I have like this one, okay? If I told you that all of these angles are similar, who can tell me يعني are equal? Which angle is it? 120. Excellent. طيب, if it's 120, that means each circle will be divided into how many parts? ممتاز يا أحمد. How you get it? 120 divided by 360. This will give you what? 1 over 3. طب, if I said that the area, all of it is equal to 600, who can tell me what will be the area of this sector? يبقى هنا اللي هتطلع third multiplied by 600, which is equal to 200. Did you understand that? So what do you have to know? There is an important thing related to the sector. Sector, again يا واد يا عمر, the sector, it's a part of the circle. Part of the circle. There is an angle here. If I'm asking you to find out the area of the sector, to find the area of the sector, all what you have to do, you have to go for theta, يعني الانجل اللي هنا دي, whatever the measure of it, divided by 360. Why I'm doing that? To identify the part of the sector with related to the full circle. فاهمين حاجة؟ يعني I have to make the angle over 360 to identify what is the ratio of the sector related to the circle. انت معايا يا عمر؟ So what I wrote, area of the sector, it's a theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. This will give me the area of the sector. طيب, بصوا عيال بقى, عشان في كمان another part which is so important as well. There is what we will call it arc. يعني this part كده, we will call it arc. You know about the arc, right? So what is the arc? If I need, ya Ahmed, to find out, ya Hisham, length of the arc, if I need to find out the length of the arc, ya Shabab, what I should do? I'll do the same. It's a theta over 360. This will identify for me the ratio. It's a part of. But here it's part of what? Length of the arc. Allah alik, wallah azim ya abni. Excellent. Length of the arc, it will be theta over 360, which is part of the circumference, theta of the 360, multiplied by 2 pi r. This will give you the length of the arc. Okay? Did you identify what Ahmed said? فاهم حاجة يا عمر؟ يعني if I have to find out يا شباب the area of the sector, I will apply by this way. Area of the sector will be pi over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. اتفقنا كده؟ So it's pi over 360 multiplied by pi r squared because I need to identify the area of the sector. اتفقنا يا احمد؟ طيب, if I'm asking you about the length of the arc بس, length of the arc يعني طول الارك ده بس, what will be the length of the arc? Length of the arc will be theta over 360. It's the same scenario, يعني it's same scenario regarding to the measurement. انت معايا يا حوده؟ Theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. 2 pi r, it's circumference of the circle. Are we clear on that? طيب, let's return back to the question. I need to identify the area of this sector. Who can tell I find that? The angle is 65. برافو عليك يا عم الحاج. 65. Excellent. Over. This will give you the ratio, right? Like after I get the ratio, I have to multiply by square here area of the sector of the sector. It will be this amount, which is 36.3. centimeter square. طيب who can tell me what will be the area of the triangle? قول. موجودة عندك shift to 10 to how's everything? Everybody is absent today. Okay, all of them they are absent. I think you will take that attendance twice on Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, 12.6, 4 or 64, it's okay. 8. Now you should find the angle between the two given sides. Oh, I have this angle at 35. This angle as well. What's the remaining? 115 plus 35 equal to work on the yellow triangle. I should have, if I have the two sides, I should have the included angle. طب what going on يا احمد هنا؟ I have the two sides 1 8 12 point كام؟ 0.6 انت معايا يا احمد؟ I have the 12.6 and I have the 8 and I have the included angle which is 30. So what should I do? I'll take half multiplied by 8 multiplied by 12.6 multiplied by sine the included. Okay, what is the sign of the included? The included for me it's 30. انت معايا يا محمود كده؟ So I have to go into half multiplied by 8 multiplied by 12.64 or 6 حتى multiplied by sine the included which is fine 30 and I can evaluate this part. Once I get it, I have to add them together so I'm able to identify the area of the shape. اتفقنا يعني؟ Am I clear? Good, it's easy, right? طيب, let's play. طبعا هنا calculate the area most likely because you will see the same question in AS next year. The people who are going for مفيش حد فيكم رايح للAS AS next year. The people who are going for AS next year will see the same question. Okay, same question. They will ask you to find out the area and they will ask you to find out the perimeter. Okay, who can tell me if I'll ask you يا عمر to find the perimeter what you should do? You have this side length as 12.64. You will be able to find out the length of the arc صح? And this is 8 and this is the remaining part that you have to calculate it. I can calculate this side easily, right? By using the sine rule. This side over sine 30 is equal to 8 divided by sine 35. I'll be able to find the third side. And by this way, I can find out the perimeter. The perimeter means, ya Ahmad, that we have, ya Mahmoud, it's to go around all the shape. It's the same question in AS, but the problem there, or not the problem, يعني, it will be easier because you don't have to do all of this stuff. It will be like more direct issues. هتبقى أحلى. طيب, this question is easy. I have this is what we call it one-step question. يعني it's easy. If it's one-step question, it's easy. Just what I need, يا Mahmoud, I have opposite and I need hypotenuse. This is the angle. Opposite and hypotenuse. What should I do? Sine. Same scenario هنا. It is two-step, but I think it's easy as well. I think it will be similar to the first question that we did. Okay, يعني هنا it will be so easy like the other question. Who can tell me which first side that you have to identify? Who can tell me what's the side that I should find? QS, excellent. So once you get the QS, you can work on the second triangle here. You have the side, you have the angle, and they are asking us to find out the QR, which is the hypotenuse. You have adjacent and hypotenuse, so you can use the cosine rule. Are we clear on that? Okay. Okay. Can you try to answer this question? Yalla, try to do it. It's so easy, but again, people, when they are trying to answer this question, they are facing a problem. What they are asking for, they are asking for getting the angle of BAC. You need this angle. I need to see بقى your قدرات. انا شكلي ما عملتش ريكورد. لا عملت ريكورد. اوكي طيب الحمد لله ربنا صبري. بس انا اخر سيشن كانت عندي ما عملتش يعني فتحت الزرار بتاع ريكورد وما سجلتش حاجه فاكتشفت ان انا ما دوستش على الزرار. الحمد لله. يلا answer the question. يلا you have 5 minutes to answer the question. I will bring Maghrib. واعمل ستوب للريكوردينج.